Jennifer Lawrence is calling out the most damaging myth about feminism. Reminder, post-feminist is not a thing. So yeah, despite the fact that we have actually already achieved gender equality, actually I'd say we have gender inequality because women have more rights than men, the feminists keep on having to push this narrative that, they're still oppressed, they're still the victims, and they're willing to go to any lengths to convince you that this is the case. Literally, they will say literally anything to convince you that this is the case. I remember when I first became an atheist. I started watching the Atheist Experience a lot. Matt Dillahunty was talking about this guy who kept on emailing him, going on about this Christian who was trying any angle at all to try to save Matt. And even going to the lengths of saying that he should be a Christian because there's way more money in Christianity than there is atheism. So there wasn't anything that this guy wasn't willing to try. And again, it's the same thing with feminism. Gender equality achieved, actually surpassed. We're kind of a little backwards on that now. But in order for true absolute gender equality, the laws can't discriminate based on someone being male or female. So that means women would have to be eligible for the draft and stuff like that. Stuff that they aren't really interested in. And it's funny. I've never seen anything written by a feminist saying that they want to be drafted. They want to be eligible for the draft. It's funny how that happens. That's always kind of left out. Go save us, Mr. Patriarchy. While we sit home doing fuck all, whining about the patriarchy that you're a part of, but you're going overseas to save me. Oh, you're so brave. No, wait a minute, you're a misogynistic piece of shit. Ah! Fuck me. My, Jennifer. That shirt is not leaving very much to the imagination. I'm going to tell you that right now. And in fact, here's a little, advice from me to you. Sorry, I was incredibly distracted there. The piece of advice I want to give you is that if this is a cause that you truly feel passionately about, and this is a dinner event to promote a cause that you are passionate about, this is a terrible dress to wear. And I say that because it puts a lot more attention on your dress than what you are trying to say. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That makes me a slut-shamer now. I'm a dirty old slut-shamer because I think that Jennifer Lawrence should wear something a little bit more conservative and maybe a little bit more conventional when she's making a point, so that she can better deliver her own point, despite the fact that I disagree with her point. You can't win. You just can't fucking win with these lunatics. It's a no-win scenario. It's like the Kobayashi Maru of arguing. Fucking hell. Although I do have to say that shirt definitely makes me very fappy. Moving on. Jennifer Lawrence offered a penetrating and personal take on the state on feminism during a dinner event focused on women's equality Thursday nights, drawing laughs and applause. I wonder if they were laughing at her. Just wondering. Probably not. I know, I'm being such a shitlord. And she did it while wearing a glittering semi-sheer top and wondering about her nipples. What? What the ever-loving fuck? That's really all I have to say about that. Wondering about her nipples, for fuck's sakes. One of the most important things for this movement is to get out of the mindset that we're in a post-feminist era, the actor said. I don't know who came up with that term, but it's one of the most damaging terms that we have because it's just not true. It is not true, okay? It's just not true. Okay, I'm willing to accept that it's not true if you can give me one legal right men have that women don't. If you can give me an example, I will give up my shit lording on YouTube. Hell, I'll even take down all my fucking videos and join your cause. Yeah, that's what I thought. My, that dress does not leave much to the imagination. Sorry, I get distracted. Lawrence, who's up for a Best Actress Oscar on Sunday for her role in Joy, became a champion of the pay equality movement last year after she wrote about being paid less than her male co-stars on the 2013 film American Hustle. Now, I'm not really familiar with this specific case. I do believe that it was rebutted, however. If anyone knows what's up with that, or has like a rebuttal to Lawrence's claim that she was paid less, please let me know in the comments. Things appear to have turned around since then. Lawrence is the highest earning actor, male or female, among those up for Oscars this year, according to Forbes' most recent ranking of actors' income. She took in $52 million over the 12 months ending in June 2015, earning more than all the other Oscar-nominated actresses combined. None of them made more than $6 million during the same period, according to Forbes. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't even know what I would do with $6 million, let alone 52. For fuck's sakes. Like, I'm a really simple guy. I would probably still do a lot of my clothes shopping at the fucking Burlington Coat Factory, because I'm a cheap fuck. I probably would still drive the 8-year-old SUV that I drive right now. Well, maybe not. $6 million. Like, I can't even fathom that much money, really. Holy fuck. And she took in $52 million. Okay. Though, I should point out that her making $52 million isn't necessarily a indication that women are being paid less just because they're women. Lawrence's essay on unequal pay, which ran in Leah Dunham's email newsletter last year, was frequently mentioned at Thursday night's dinner. Oh, look at me, I did something that Leah Dunham sent out in her email. Yay, me! The event, dubbed the Dinner for Equality, was co-hosted at a private residence in Beverly Hills, California, by actress Patricia Arquette, oh my god, not her, and Mark Benioff. Benioff? I don't know. Chief executive of the software company Salesforce. Attendees were also shown a trailer for a new documentary entitled Equal Means Equals, about the push to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. I believe at this point, where it's been so long since the ERA was first introduced, that it would actually have to be reintroduced as a whole new amendment. I'm not 100% sure on that though. Please let me know in the comments below. I think it was one of the first episodes of That 70s Show. They kept on talking about the ERA. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I googled it. Oh, Equal Rights Amendment. It never passed. And oddly enough, the champion for defeating the ERA was a woman. Arquette lit a fire under the pay equality movement at last year's Oscars when she used her acceptance speech for Best Supporting Actress to stump on the issue. It's our time to have wage equality once and for all. We actually already do, she said that night to a raucous applause, particularly from Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lopez. Yes, rich white women whining that they're not paid enough. Nobody sees the irony here. For fuck's sakes, Jennifer Lawrence took in $52 million. Then you have Patricia Arquette. She's on CSI Cyber right now, I believe. Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep. I mean, all these women are worth millions of dollars. Okay, sorry, Jennifer Lopez is Hispanic. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know you don't have to necessarily be suffering from a problem in order to advocate for a solution for it. You know, I was like that with gay marriage. Gay marriage has been legal here in Canada on a federal level since, 2005. Last year it was passed on a federal level in the US. Yay! Now, I will never be married to a man, but that doesn't mean I wasn't a proponent for same-sex marriage. If gay people want to be miserable, I think they should be allowed to. Benioff has become an outspoken proponent for women in business. Last year, his San Francisco company spent $3 million handing out raises to even out pay differences between its male and female employees. So let me just ask you this. If you had to spend $3 million handing out pay raises to equal out the differences between male and females, that means there was a time where women in your organization were paid less for doing the exact same work? I don't really think that proves the point that you want it to prove. Or are you just giving more money to women just because? You tell me. The CEO encouraged everyone to fight for equality in gender rights, gay rights, and income. America needs to make the same kind of advancements on these issues as we're making in technology, he said at Thursday night's dinner. People willing to fight for equality need to be encouraged. Well, I am willing to fight for equality. If there's ever inequality, I will fight against it. But between the genders, I believe it's been mostly achieved. Now, I will say that things are not perfect, but they're a lot better than they were. And it's always funny that these feminists, like Jennifer Lawrence, always whine about things that have been actually fixed. They never talk about the real issues of gender inequality. Things like, oh, women don't have to register for the draft, and women are actually given less jail time for equivalent crime. You never hear them say a goddamn thing about that. Nothing. Ever. You fucking hypocrites. You hypocrites. You don't want gender equality. You want your brand of equality, in quotation marks. The dinner was attended by a mix of celebrities, including Stevie Wonder, Lily Tomlin, Reese Witherspoon, and Marissa Tomei, chief executives like Tesla founder Elon Musk, and Intel CEO Brian whatever the fuck. Why am I not surprised that he is there? And equal rights activists who have been fighting for women for decades. Lawrence's essay and Arquette's rallying cry were hot topics last year. After those women spoke out, our cool factor went up, said Noreen Farrell, executive director for the non-profit Equal Rights Advocates at the dinner. California State Senator Hannah Beth Jackson told the crowd that she was able to push through an equal pay law in her state this year on the momentum of Arquette's Oscar buzz. It was a match that much lit a simmering issue, she said. Oh my god. You know, this is how law in the United States works. If a state passes a law and the federal government passes a conflicting law, the federal government's law trumps the state law. So a law that's on the books nationwide applies everywhere in the United States. Oh, and what's this? The Equal Pay Act of 1963. I have no doubt in my mind that Hannah Beth Jackson just used this for a publicity stunt. Because the law was already passed. Nationwide. 50 years ago. What the hell is wrong with you? She also called Lawrence my hero for drawing young women's attention to equal pay issues. After the actor's essay came out, suddenly I got props from my daughter, Jackson said, drawing laughs from the audience. For her part, Arquette spoke movingly about the need for equal rights for women and gender protection for victims of domestic abuse, among other issues. 33 million women and children would be lifted out of poverty if we closed the gender pay gap, she said. So you want to make these 33 women do things that they don't want to do. Or are not qualified for. Okay, fine. It's your country, not mine. You want to fuck over democracy, go right ahead. I think it's important to continually keep an eye on pay equality just to make sure that we don't slip back to the way things were before 1963. The problem is that none of the people that were at this dinner are really interested in considering the fact that, oh, maybe this issue has already been fixed. They don't want to know that. They just listen to some fact that was presented to them from whoever the fuck presented it to them, Patricia Arquette or whoever the hell, and they aren't interested in hearing information that would suggest that, oh, maybe this issue was already fixed, because then they would just look like morons. It's a national emergency, Arquette said. No, it's actually already been fixed. Just so you know. Lawrence struck a more personal note. This issue kinda landed in my lap and I'm learning more as I go. Well, apparently you're not. It's weird being a public figure and talking about all this stuff because you put a target on your back, she said. Okay, well, kudos for her on that. She recognizes that this does actually bring up a lot of dissent, such as disagreeing with her right now on this. So, at least she has the guts to stand up for something she believes in. It's strange. A lot of people were afraid to talk about equal pay for so many years because it made you sound unlikable. I wonder why. Lawrence trailed off, looked around the room with her trademark goofy grin. I had a point, then I lost track. I started wondering if my nipples were out. They're not, she added. Well, oh my god, that's how you end the fucking article? Are you kidding me? That's how you end the article. Oh, I weep for the future of humanity. That's all I really have to say. Steve Talon out.